I was standing in the driveway of a $5M waterfront home at sunset, the ocean breeze in my hair, when my clients, the Millers, signed the closing papers, the biggest sale of my 8-year real estate career, the one that would have made me top agent in the state, that would have gotten me the partner position at the brokerage I'd been working toward for years. My boss Diane, the brokerage's owner, hugged me, said, "You're a rock star, I'm so proud of you." And my coworker Jake brought me a bottle of champagne, said, "You deserve this, no one works harder than you." I've been working with the Millers for 18 months, helped them find their dream home, negotiated the price down 500K, walked them through every step of the process, even drove 2 hours to their house every weekend to sign papers when their kid got sick. I sent a copy of the closing documents to my personal email that night just to have a record, a habit I'd picked up after a fellow agent had her commission stolen by her boss a few years prior. That's the first twist. 3 days later, I got an email from the brokerage's accounting department saying my commission for the sale was being withheld, that the Millers had filed a fraud complaint against me, saying I'd hidden $200K in fees from them, that I'd forged their signatures on the closing documents, and that Diane and Jake were taking over the sale and the commission. I called the Millers immediately, screaming that I'd never done any of that, that I'd walked them through every single fee, every single line of the documents, but they just hung up on me, and Diane called me into her office, fired me on the spot, and said she was reporting me to the State Real Estate Commission for license revocation. That's the second twist. I sat in my car in the parking lot and cried for 3 hours, because I'd worked my entire life to get to this point, and they'd stolen it all and were going to ruin my career forever. Then I remembered the recorded Zoom calls I had with the Millers, every single meeting we'd ever had, every single phone call, every single text, all saved to my cloud drive because I always recorded every client interaction to protect myself. That's the third twist. I pulled the recordings and my blood turned to ice. The recordings showed Diane and Jake meeting with the Millers behind my back, telling them I'd hidden fees from them, that I was being investigated for fraud, that they could get them $200K off the sale if they filed a complaint against me and let them take over the deal. But that's not the fourth twist. The recordings also showed Diane and Jake admitting that they altered the closing documents, forged the Millers' initials on the fee pages, and planned to frame me for it because I was on track to take over the brokerage and they didn't want to lose control. Turns out Diane had done the same thing to 3 other top agents at the brokerage, stealing their sales, their commissions, and their reputations to keep herself on top. I thought that was the end of it, that I'd send the recordings to the Millers, clear my name, and get my commission. That's the fourth twist. When I sent the evidence to the Millers, they were furious, apologized profusely, filed a complaint against Diane and Jake with the state commission, and helped me file a civil suit against them for conspiracy, fraud, and defamation. State commission launched an investigation, found all the other agents Diane had screwed over, and revoked her and Jake's real estate licenses permanently. But the fifth most life-changing twist: the day my license was cleared, the CEO of the biggest luxury real estate brokerage in the country called me, offered me a partner position with a $200K signing bonus, and said, "You fought for your clients and your integrity when no one else would. That's the kind of agent we want on our team." I still record every single client call, every single meeting. I still fight for my clients no matter what, but this time I'm the one calling the shots, and I never ever let anyone steal what I've worked for.